What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Welcome back to another International Cricket Captain 2016 Australia Reborn Career Mode series. Today we're taking on Pakistan in the first of two 2020 Internationals before we head to a tri-series with Pakistan and New Zealand. Before we go and get any further, guys, remember to smash a like on this video. Press that subscribe button if you're new, and remember to hit that bell. I put a post up on my Facebook page and my Instagram, that bell beside the subscribe button to make sure you get notified every time I go live. But this is the team that I'm going to go and roll with. A few players on the bench that you may not expect. Moises Henriques, I brought him in for the last test match for me, did pretty well. A few wickets with the ball, 50 with the bat, and I'm just really trying to use, the last test match I used kind of as a... Jesus, we won the toss. That's the first time in a while. Using it as, I guess, I want to say breeding ground, but that's a completely wrong word. But using it as an opportunity to bring in some fresh new players. You probably saw Sean Abbott was in the side as well. I was thinking of going for four seam bowling options today and just the two spinners, but instead I've gone with the two spinners. Hopefully it doesn't backfire me on. It doesn't backfire on me too much. But as we can see, just the three seam bowling options with Mitchell Marsh coming back into the side. Sean Abbott, he has had a good BBL in real life. Hopefully he can score some runs for me, even though he's batting number 11. Does mean that we bat deep, but hopefully he can bowl decent as well. I've got Benny McDermott in keeper because a lot of people have said to go and bring him in, so that's what I have done. I'm resting Hazelwood, and plenty of options obviously for the next game as well, with Faulkner on the bench, Moises on the bench, Zampa on the bench, so there is plenty of options. Batting lineup's good too. Obviously Benny McDermott coming in at number 8. We've got Agar, who has scored runs for me in the past in test matches in the side, so there is plenty of batting to come. So hopefully we can do justice with the ball. You know, keep it pretty solid, which is what you'd say. That's a great catch from whoever's there. I think that might be Steve Smith in at first slip. It is. What a ball from Abbott, though, and he gets his first wicket. 2020 bowling average is a little bit high, but he's one of those guys I'm looking to go and try and bring into the side, and possibly bring into longer formats as well, just because I think he could potentially get the job done. Mitchell Marsh finds the outside edge. All of a sudden, Pakistan are 3 down. Maxwell takes the catch. And this is, I must say, it's a pretty inexperienced Pakistan side as well. So we have to go and try and take advantage of that, take our chances, I guess, when they're there. Babar Azam's still in. We've seen how good he is in the in the one-days for Pakistan recently. So he is going to be a big wicket. And obviously Shahzad, who for some reason or another doesn't play for the national side now. Tons and tons of talent, young batter, is not playing. But he's playing this game, and he seemed to have got off to a pretty good start. Saying that, though, Sean Abbott has hit the pads a couple of times. And just like that, the fielding restrictions are done and dusted. So now we can bring in some spin, and hopefully that is going to work for us. Nathan Lyon's another guy. Someone said Nathan Lyon in all forms of the game, not just test matches, all forms of the game, is an absolute beast in this game. Like, they've got him up to, I think it's like 2020, so they're about 5 years on. But he's like the #1 bowler in both Test, one-days, 2020s, and he's been there consistently. Like, he's been there for 2 or 3 years, so I'm trying to do that with him. I do have a lot of young spinners coming through, obviously. We've got Agar, who is playing today, Zampa, who's on the bench. Glenn Maxwell can be that part-time guy, I guess you'd say, and I didn't actually mean to bowl out with Abbott, and it may come back to actually bite us in the arse as he goes for 2 6s in a row off the last 2 balls. But it's not too bad. We've got Pakistan in a pretty good position now with the spin bowling cartel coming to roll on. But Abbott, not a bad day at the office. 1 for 29 for him off his 4 overs. Mitchell Starc does still have 2, so he'll come in probably at the death, I'd say. And I think Abbott may have got taken because we didn't have that defensive of a field. But Ashwin Agar has been... he's probably been the find for me in this cricket captain save. He just seems... I don't know, his bowling is a little bit underdone, I think I would say. Like, he's probably a guy that I wouldn't use as... You know, especially in a test match or a one-day international, I wouldn't use for 10 overs. But his batting is absolutely insane. The amount of runs, the amount of times he has dug me out of holes is incredible. And I mean, we can see here he's gone for quite a few already. But he has found the edge, but it is going to fall safe. Went to the leg side. Had that gone to the offside, probably would have been a different story. But we've still got Mitchell Marsh, actually. That's a good sign that we still have Mitchell Marsh for quite a few overs. I did kind of forget just a little bit about him. So we'll bring him back on. Nathan Lyon still has an over as well, but I am actually surprised that I did use Marsh as little as I have. Glenn Maxwell's a guy who isn't being used by the Australian team at the moment. You know, for that spin option, they have really gone to Travis Head, who I have looked at using. Chris Lynn is another one, and Chris Lynn basically won me the third test match against Pakistan. If we have time after this, I will go back and have a look at the scorecard. But it was his bowling. He took like 4 for, which is absolutely incredible for a guy who is considered part-time. Going to bring back Mitchie Stark, because we do have just 4 overs left to go, so he'll bowl a few. He's got Bubba Azam, which is good. That's the partnership breaker that we needed. He was going along nicely, 62 off just 36. There's another one that's edged. We have found the edge quite a few times today, which I am happy about, but a lot of the times just not going to the field. Benny McDermott is very solid behind the stumps, if I must say so myself. But Nathan Lyon, been economical as ever today. He's only gone for 13 runs off his first 3 overs. Hopefully he can back it up here. I think he's actually gone and got a wicket, so that's a great ball. And now we are down, starting to get down into the tail of this Pakistan side. I think it's good that Nathan Lyon did get a wicket. He did deserve one because he bowled very well today. And I'm just going to have to decide who I'm going to use for this penultimate. Well, sorry, the penultimate over is being bowled by well, it was bowled by Maxwell. Sorry, it was bowled by Stark. God, I'm all over the place today. I'm going to go for Mitchell Marsh. I don't really like bowling spin in the last over, but Pakistan's still looking like they're going to get somewhere around 155, unless we can have a good over here from Mitch Marsh. Perfect start as he gets Yemen LBW first ball. So if we can continue to do that and continue to keep the runs down, I will be happy with that. But another chance, another LBW chance, and another one. So that is the overdone. Only 6 coming from it, and we require 150 to win this. I was going to say second. God, I'm all over the place today. Warner and Finchie opening up. Steve Smith in at number 3. Then we have Chris Lynn, as I did mention. Number 5, I think, is Glenn Maxwell. Then we have Mitchell Marsh at 6. Speaking of 6, that's gone all the way from Warner. Nice wee outside edge that has gone all the way. But Mitchell Marsh at 6. Ashton Agar at 7. Ben McDermott, who hasn't been required to bat in, I believe, his first 2 2020 Internationals, which is always a good sign. And Steve Smith is just in incredible form for me. He was smashing tons left, right, and centre in the test match. We'll go and have a look at him again if we can. And there's Warner back in the hut, but I'm not really too concerned about that. When Finch is playing, and he's playing like this, he is actually very good, and he does make Warner play second fiddle, which doesn't happen very often at all. And is that I was going to say, is that a 6 get off the mark by Stevie Smith? Finch as well, he's been playing well in 2020 cricket. He has scored me a 2020 100 in this save so far, so he is in good form. Steve Smith, as I said, was in very good form in the Test series, so hopefully he can carry that over to the 2020 format, because if he can, this chase of 150 is going to end up being pretty simple, you'd have to say, but we just need Finchie probably to bat through, I think, just for his confidence. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm looking for an opener in the one-day arena, but definitely could look at bringing him back in. He has gone there for 28, a well-made 28. And Chris Lynn, they average only 16, but obviously he is a lot better than that. And give him conditions that he is suitable for. You know, he can go and get the job done. He did do it in the 3rd Test match against Pakistan. He was very good. I think he scored a 50 as well when everyone else was kind of falling around him. Batting with Khawaja, I think he's got a record partnership for me on the save now, so that's good. And that's what we like to see from Chris Lynn, those big 6s and that big hitting power, because that is what he is in the side for. He's in at number 4, and he's got a bit of a license, which is what we like to see, 18 off 11 so far. Which is very nice. But yeah, his bowling really, really surprised me. I basically just brought on spin. The pitch wasn't turning that much, but brought on spin just so I could try and get through as many overs as I could. And I think I actually won it in the second to last over of the day, which is, you know, absolutely incredible. And for Chris Lynn to take 4 for, you know, it was just absolutely mad. And because of that, it probably is going to see him retain his place in the Test side, because now I know he is a viable bowling option as well. Especially if we head to somewhere like the subcontinent. I know we have just come back from Sri Lanka, so we're probably not going to be heading there for a while. But in saying that, we are actually heading to India after we have that tri-series with New Zealand and Pakistan after this T20 series. So, you know, possibly a plane ticket with his name on it heading to India. This is a user record partnership for Lynn and Smith for the 3rd wicket, I would say, of 65, which is quite sad because that's quite low. But then again, it is 2020 cricket, and, you know, I guess, you know, partnerships are good in 2020 cricket, and partnerships are good in any form of cricket. Like, you need them to keep you going forward. But I'm actually surprised that Chris Lynn is striking so low. I think in amongst all those boundaries, as we just hear the usual sirens going past our room, and in amongst all those boundaries, I think there has been a lot of dot balls, but another new user record. We win with about 3 overs left to spare, or 2.5 overs left to spare. Chris Lynn just missing out on that 50, Steve Smith getting that 65. I'll quickly show you his test record. As I said, it is absolutely immense. 1900s, 1950s, and 50 tests. An average of 65, which is just absolutely insane. And we beat Pakistan in this first 2020 International by 8 wickets. We do have time, so we'll go and show you quickly as we won the Test series very, very convincingly. But as we can see, I think Steve Smith actually scored some runs. Yes, he scored 181 in the first innings, 32. Uzi got a 50, Chris Lynn. But as we can see, the key here, Chris Lynn, 4 for 13 off 12.4 overs, which is incredible. Between him and Lyon picking up 8 wickets. And as I said, this was really a game that I was going to, you know, bring in a few new players. And I did that with Joe Mini as well. But a good win for Australia first up in this 2020 series. Probably won't do game 2 of this, but we will look at doing the triangular series. I'll probably look at doing the same, doing something about halfway through, maybe a game against New Zealand, and then doing possibly the first final game or just the last final game, depending on how things are going. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next time, this is Cliffy, your King of Career Mode and New Zealand's #1 source of international cricket captain 2016 content, signing out.